Have you ever listened to a song and felt as though every single word was meant for one special person? Imagine an unforgettable evening where a simple melody captured millions of hearts, leaving fans wondering whether every lyric carried a hidden meaning that had remained unnoticed until now. What if one performance became the beginning of the biggest mystery everyone wanted to solve? Stay with this story until the very end because every chapter uncovers another emotional surprise, and the final revelation will leave you smiling long after you finish reading. If you enjoy emotional celebrity stories filled with mystery, heartfelt moments, and unforgettable surprises, be sure to like, share, and leave a comment telling us which part touched your heart the most. The evening sky above Chengdu glowed with beautiful shades of orange and gold as thousands of people gathered for one of the city's most anticipated charity music celebrations. Elegant lights surrounded the outdoor stage. Fresh flowers decorated every corner of the venue. Soft instrumental music welcomed guests as they slowly filled every seat. Families arrived together. Friends laughed while taking photographs. The atmosphere felt joyful and peaceful. Nobody realized they were about to witness a performance that would become the most talked about moment of the entire evening. Backstage, Zhang Linghe stood quietly beside a grand piano. Unlike many previous appearances, he seemed unusually thoughtful. He carried a small leather notebook in one hand while gently adjusting the microphone with the other. Several musicians noticed his calm expression. One of them smiled. "You seem different tonight." He looked towards the brightly lit stage. "Some performances are simply more meaningful than others." The musician nodded without asking another question. At the opposite side of the venue, Tian Xiwei had accepted an invitation to attend the charity event as one of the honored guests. She wore an elegant cream-colored evening dress that reflected the soft golden lights surrounding the audience. Her graceful smile immediately attracted photographers as she greeted organizers and fellow guests. Children attending the event happily waved towards her. She smiled warmly and greeted every one of them before quietly taking her seat near the front of the audience. As the program continued, dancers performed beautiful traditional routines. Young musicians played classical melodies. Community leaders shared inspiring speeches celebrating kindness, hope, and generosity. Every performance received enthusiastic applause. Then the host returned to the stage with a bright smile. "Our next performance has been kept completely secret until this very moment. Please give a warm welcome to Zhang Linghe." The audience erupted with excitement. Applause echoed throughout the venue. Thousands of lights from mobile phones illuminated the evening like countless tiny stars. Zhang Linghe slowly walked onto the stage carrying only his acoustic guitar. There were no elaborate stage effects. No dramatic introduction. Only quiet confidence. He thanked the audience before taking a deep breath. "Tonight, I would like to share a song that means a great deal to me. I hope everyone discovers their own meaning within it." The audience became completely silent. The first gentle guitar chord floated across the venue. It was calm, warm, comforting. Every note seemed to carry emotion. The melody slowly unfolded like a peaceful conversation between old friends. Although the fictional story never reveals or reproduces the actual lyrics, listeners describe the song as expressing gratitude, quiet admiration, cherished memories, hope, family, and the importance of appreciating people who bring light into everyday life. Many audience members closed their eyes while listening. Others quietly smiled. Several people gently held the hands of loved ones sitting beside them. The atmosphere became deeply emotional. When the final note faded into the evening air, complete silence filled the venue. For a brief moment, nobody moved. Then thunderous applause echoed throughout the entire celebration. People stood to their feet. The standing ovation seemed endless. Backstage reporters immediately began discussing the performance. Music critics praised its sincerity. Fans shared clips online with captions describing how deeply the melody had touched them. Within an hour, the performance had become one of the most talked about topics across social media. Viewers replayed the video repeatedly. Soon, discussions began appearing everywhere. Some fans believed the fictional song contained hidden meanings. Others wondered whether certain lines symbolized gratitude towards someone special. Creative interpretations filled online discussions. One fan wrote that the melody seemed to celebrate someone whose kindness had quietly transformed another person's life. Another believed it reflected the joy of finding peace after years of uncertainty. Many simply admired the emotional storytelling. Meanwhile, Tian Xiwei quietly left the venue after congratulating the performers. She thanked the organizers and wished everyone a successful evening before returning home. She remained completely unaware of the growing online discussions. The following morning, entertainment programs began talking about the fictional performance. Presenters invited musicians to discuss the composition. Writers praised its gentle message. Viewers continued sharing their favorite interpretations. One respected composer smiled during an interview. The beauty of music is that every listener hears a different story. There is never only one meaning. That single sentence inspired even more conversation. Days later, Zhang Linghe attended another public event celebrating young artists. Journalists naturally became curious about the fictional performance. One reporter politely asked, "Many people believe your recent song carried a hidden message. Would you like to explain its meaning?" The audience waited quietly. Zhang Linghe smiled. Music belongs to everyone. Once a song is shared, every listener is free to discover their own story inside it. His thoughtful reply created even more curiosity. The mystery only deepened. Later that week, a charity exhibition invited visitors to write anonymous messages about people who had inspired them through kindness. Hundreds of handwritten notes covered one enormous display wall. Visitors slowly walked past each message. Some thanked parents. Others thanked teachers. Many celebrated lifelong friendships. As Tian Xiwei quietly read the heartfelt notes, one simple message caught her attention. Kindness often speaks louder than words. She smiled gently before continuing through the exhibition. Nearby, Zhang Linghe had also arrived to support the event. The organizers invited both of them to place symbolic paper lanterns into a peaceful garden pond as part of the evening celebration. The lanterns floated gracefully across the water, while guests applauded softly. Neither noticed how many photographers quietly captured the peaceful moment. The photographs quickly spread online. Fans immediately connected the images with the fictional song. Discussions became even more imaginative. One evening, several close friends gathered at Zhang Linghe's home for dinner. After the meal, someone jokingly asked, "So who inspired that mysterious song?" Everyone laughed. He smiled before pouring another cup of tea. Perhaps every beautiful moment becomes part of every song. His answer made everyone laugh again. Even his closest friends could not persuade him to reveal anything more. As autumn slowly arrived, another charity concert brought artists together beneath thousands of glowing lanterns. This time, Zhang Linghe performed only instrumental music. No words, only melody. Yet many audience members quietly remembered the earlier fictional performance that had captured so many hearts. They smiled as familiar emotions returned. Following the concert, Tian Xiwei approached him with a warm smile. "That melody was beautiful. Thank you." He looked at the peaceful evening sky before replying. "Sometimes music says thank you better than conversation ever could." She smiled. "Then I hope the people who inspired it understand exactly how meaningful it is." They stood quietly for a moment, watching lanterns drift gently into the night sky. The city sparkled beneath countless lights. Families continued laughing around them. Children chased glowing lanterns across the gardens. Music floated gently through the cool evening air. Neither of them spoke again. They did not need to. The peaceful silence itself felt meaningful. Weeks later, people still talked about the fictional performance. Some believed they had uncovered hidden meanings. Others insisted the song celebrated gratitude, friendship, hope, and family. No interpretation was ever confirmed. Perhaps that was exactly how it was meant to remain. Because the most beautiful songs do not always reveal every answer. Instead, they invite every listener to discover a meaning that belongs uniquely to them. And in this story, that mysterious melody became far more than a performance. It became a reminder that the kindest gestures, The warmest memories and the deepest emotions are often expressed not through grand speeches, but through quiet moments, gentle music, and the feelings that remain in the heart long after the final note has faded away.